welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name is Mark Hoffman, so I'm going to be taking you around our Toyota Prius. Now, it's not an i-Tech, but you'll notice it's got a lot of the i-Tech features. I did trade this vehicle in. The previous owner actually did it as a bit of a special order, so there's a lot of extra features fitted to this vehicle, a lot of value-adding features you'll really appreciate. So this video is going to be mostly about condition, but it'll be a little bit about some of the extra things fitted to the vehicle as well. Up the front, obviously, Prius, iconic shape. Big blue badge, just to remind you it's a hybrid. Got the blue tinted headlights, yet again, hybrid. Down there we've got our indicators as well as fog lamps down the bottom. Now we do have some very, oh, hang on, no, that's dust. I was going to say stone chipping. Not a thing on the front of the bar there. Presents really well. Bonnet, same thing. No signs of stone chips or anything across the front of the car. Does have the front sensor there. Obviously, we've got the parking system in this car as well. Coming across to the front guard, brilliant condition here. Little hybrid badge, just to remind you in case you forgot. Has been optioned in with the i-Tech upgraded 5-spoke wheels, giving you a much better look compared to the standard ones. Heaps of tread on these tyres up the front as well, very close to brand new. Coming down the side of the vehicle, we don't have window tint fitted, but you can add that in, of course, and I'd probably recommend it, give the car a bit of a better look. Car is fitted with proximity key, so you don't have a key for it's going to yell at me because the key's inside the car. What I'll do is I'll give you a demo for that. Grab the keys, does have two, car is currently shut, just do that. It'll lock, walk away from the car. Leave these in your pocket, come back to the car, put your hand in the door handle, it opens. Looks like a gimmick until you come out of the shops with a handful of groceries, you pop your finger in there and the door opens. That's a good one, never fumble for your keys again. Down the side, that is a little bit of dust. There's no signs of scratches down the side of the vehicle, presents really well. Rear wheel, as I mentioned, we do have the upgraded alloys on this car. No signs of gutter rash there. Really good rear tyre on this vehicle as well. Coming to the rear of the Prius now. Little bit to talk about here. Obviously we've got the split fold with the wing in the middle, high mount spoiler. You got the demister there and the little demister in the rear window as well. The spoiler actually doesn't affect your rear vision barely at all. It's actually hard to notice it. Toyota badgings throughout. Of course we have, where is it? There we go. Reversing camera on this model as well. Grab my little touch button here. We'll open, try again Mark. We'll open the tailgate. One thing to notice with the Prius, being a hatchback, the world's biggest boot. I mean, and it's so easy to load in. You don't get a tiny little boot like this. You can pop things in all over the place here. Heaps of room, cargo tie down points. We do have the cargo blind for the vehicle as well. If you unlock these, of course, you can open that. Gives you even more storage under there as well. So really good storage solutions in the back of the Prius. And no signs of any damage. There's a couple of little minor, very minor scratches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm being very picky there. I think you'll see when you come in on the vehicle. Coming down the passenger side, this is commonly where we see damage if there was to be any. None of that here presents really well on the body. Rear wheel, we do have a couple of little bits of gutter rash on this wheel and a brilliant condition rear tyre. Coming down the side, as I mentioned, no signs of any damage at all down the side of the vehicle. Really struggling to find anything on the body actually. Up the front, yet again, some minor gutter rash on this wheel, very minor. It's only touched the paint. Being the curbside, you sometimes see that. Brilliant condition tyre up the front of the car as well. So the whole way in the exterior of this vehicle actually presents very well. We're at the front of the Prius now. Let's talk about that hybrid synergy drive system. Obviously up the front, you'll notice build quality paramount. Being a hybrid vehicle, you want it as quiet as possible. We've got sound deadening everywhere in here. You are looking at a combination of a 1.8 litre 4-cylinder engine, which is going to give you 73 kilowatts of power and 147 newton meters of torque. However, on the right side, you'll notice the controllers for the electric system. We have a 60 kilowatt motor there. Combined, it's going to give you 207 newton meters of torque. Through a 1-speed CVT transmission, here's the best bit, you can get 3.9 litres to the 100 out of a very cheap to fill 45 litre tank. You're going to get in excess of, you're going to have to be sitting down for this one, 1,150 kilometres of average driving range. Inside the Prius now, and quite a funky place to be, it must be said. Probably should turn the radio down. We were just sitting listening to that a moment ago. There we go, turn that down. Start at the start. We've got a steering wheel. The first thing you notice, it's not actually round. It's a very Prius thing to do. It's actually sort of squished this way, but it does work quite well actually. And we've got trip computers. Obviously up the front, one of the upgrades this car does have, it's a bit hard to see from where you are, does have the heads-up display screen up on the windscreen. The only way you'd see it is if you put the camera on my shoulder because it's aligned for the driver to see. You can control the height of that as well, making it easier to see depending on different heights. It all controls up here on the dashboard. That feature alone, brilliant. On the steering wheel again though, getting distracted there by shiny things, Mark. We've got our trip computer as well as our aircon display, so you can adjust the temperature of the aircon from the steering wheel. How cool is that? Bluetooth phone as well as voice control. Media controls on the left. Have a cruise control stalk. Toyota hasn't changed it in 20 years because it works on, off, up, down, very easy. On the right here, we've got our headlights. They're not automatic in this mode. You do have to turn them on, but you do have a front fog lamp as well. On the left side, we do have automatic front wipers and obviously your rear wiper control there as well, making the morning drive just that much better. Over to the right here, we have 4-door power windows. One thing to note with the Toyota is they're all automatic for down and up. Great, great, great. We'll go, where do we want to go from here? We'll go up to the top. Up the top, we've got our screens there. Another copy of the speedo, just so the person in the passenger seat can see if you're speeding or not. Also just shows the modes where you're driving the vehicle, which gear you're in, being reverse, neutral drive, or B for brake. Your little instant fuel economy gauge. In the center there, you do get a screen that shows, well, what's that one currently showing? The 5-minute consumption. You can adjust that. Obviously, you can go through, hang on, I want that button there. So you can find out past track records of driving. Actually, that's an interesting one. Let's go back to that. Previous owner of this vehicle, as I said, I traded in. He has been averaging, now he was a city driver. He's been averaging 5 litres to the 100. He's driving sort of nearer to the city than we are. So easily a really good fuel economy actually there. Settings, that little indicator, I like that one because it shows where the power is going from the engine to the batteries to the power electric engine. Down from there, this one's a good one as well. Shows you where, if you're charging or if you're using power. So you can adjust however you want. Coming down from there, we've got our nav screen. Nice, very clear screen, colour of course. We've got all of the modes for that. You've got your AM, FM, everything's controlled in that menu as well. Really, really easy to use. You've got a little menu button here. You can play with it if you wish to, but we'll just go back to map. Over here, we've got a heads-up display. As I mentioned, a few options on this car. Heads-up display, so you can turn it on or off, and you can also turn on if you want the navigation items to show on the screen. It will actually come up with a little arrow saying left or right, things like that as well. Down here, push button start. As mentioned with the key, you just leave it in your pocket or handbag, wherever you keep your key. Push the button, it'll start. Down over to here, we have our climate control system. Obviously your temperature and everything like that, where you want the air to come from. Into our gear stick. Quite a cool thing. Before we get into the gear stick, I always forget this bit. You can actually pass your hands under here. You've got all the storage space. Put your handbag, put your purse. If you've bought 1 jug of milk from the shops, pop it there because it's not going to roam around in there at all. Brilliant idea. Back up to where we're meant to be. I get distracted easily. Power mode, eco mode, EV. So you can run it in different modes. We're currently just sitting here idling, so the car is running, engine is off. So it is in EV mode now, and you can choose which mode. Park there, put your foot on the brake, select reverse. Notice we do get our reversing camera, and it can change its modes obviously for which one you want. Okay, sorry car, it's yelling at me. There we go, you're happier now? And you can change it for whichever mode you want. We'll play with that in a moment. We'll turn that off, leave it alone. The assist has been cancelled. Yes, the assist has been cancelled, but you can play with that. Tells you exactly where the car's going to go. You've obviously got your drive modes here. Pop it into D for drive. Just tell, if your friends are popping in the car, D for drive, it's going to drive really, really easily. If you're driving around town, flick it into B and you can actually get regenerative braking. You'll feel it, you take your foot off the throttle and you'll feel the car will brake for you, regaining charge back into the battery to allow you to drive even further on the battery. Pretty cool. In here, we've got a cup holder and quite a funky little flip lid there. Under here, we've got our center console, which rolls back and reveals we've got a little bin for the phone. Down there, we've got a 12-volt socket and an auxiliary input as well. Going around the interior now is cloth interior, nice and comfortable interior. Carpets present brilliantly. We do have the 2 glove box. You got one there and one there as well. Going throughout the interior now, you notice condition. There's not a scratch, not a mark. This car has come up really, really well. Rear seats present very, very well as well. How many times can you say well in a sentence? There you go. Coming up to the front now, well, let's have a look in the service books. There's a few books in this one. Service books must retain with vehicle at all. That's generally standard. All right, let's jump into the service books. We've got the 10, the 20, the 30, the 40, the 50, the 60, the 70, the 80. No, hang on, 80, and we would have serviced it. So here we go. And then we've got the 100. Then we've got 112. And then we've done the service at 112 odd, we've done another little oil and filter change. So I've got to get my guys to stamp on the back of this one just to make sure it's all done for you. So the car is fully serviced, roadworthy and ready to go. All right, we're inside the Prius now. Usually I say thank you for watching outside, but I just had to play with the auto parking system. We've just set it all up. It makes you do a couple of little things like drive past the spot, turn right, stop. Then it gives you this menu, quickly select where you want the car to go. I'm just going to hit OK and let go of the brake. Watch this. Steering wheel's turning for us. You'll see the little blue box in the camera there. That's where the car should go. I do control the brake, but that's quite freaky to use the first time. But
the assist is finished.
How cool is that? Come on. Be very quick. Give us a call, 9907 0555, and thank you for watching.